Hello everyone and welcome to this Video Sans Frontières video. My name is Jay Wakefield. Now, a couple of videos ago I did a tutorial on how to make your own virtual Packard Bell Legend 402 CD, which is of course one of Billy Corr's favourite Packard Bell computers. However, this machine is not his favourite. That accolade has to go to the first computer he ever owned, the Packard Bell Legend 822 CDT. Now, Billy won't have to follow this tutorial, as back in the spring he actually got a Packard Bell Legend 822 CDT computer. But for those of us who don't have our own Packard Bell Legend 822 CDT, I'm going to show you how to virtualize it. And for this tutorial, we're going to use master CD 170020. So, whereas we did the last tutorial in Virtual PC, we're going to do this one in VirtualBox. VirtualBox seems to run a wee bit better with Windows95 and, well, it's kind of what I know for doing this particular tutorial with this particular machine. It's a wee bit strange, but please forgive me. So, what we're going to need to do is we're going to need to first gather the things that you will need. What you will need is the Vbe Display Driver for Windows 9X, and the reason you'll need this is the Vbe Display Driver is basically VESA compatible and will literally work with whatever, well, it'll work with most display cards and allow you to access high color depth and screen resolutions. However, there are a few issues with it. For example, if you open a DOS window, you literally will have to press Alt-Enter twice, once to make it full screen and once to take it out of full screen mode, and there's a good reason for that. The display driver seems to kind of corrupt itself if you don't do that. However, for the purposes of what we're doing here, it's perfectly fine. You're also going to need the ICH AC97 audio driver. Now, this is a Realtek driver, and you should be able to find it hopefully by googling VirtualBox AC97 driver Windows 95. You'll also need, if your system's actual clock speed for the CPU is faster than 2.1 or 2.2 gigahertz, I'm going to say 2.1 to be on the safe side, you are going to need the Windows 95 CPU fix. Now, this can be downloaded. It comes on a bootable floppy image, and what you do is you run it as when you're installing 95, just before Windows 95 starts up for the first time. I'll show you how it's done. Now, you're probably thinking, but Jay, this emulates a virtual machine. And yes, indeed it does. The thing is, it actually only creates a virtual environment with certain components. So, for example, it will emulate a hard disk drive. It will earmark some of your physical RAM for it. It will emulate network interface cards, sound cards, and even, on VirtualBox, USB serial and parallel ports. However, it does not emulate a different processor. It actually uses your host CPU. And if I was to load up some benchmarking or diagnostic software, it would actually register the CPU what is in this computer, as long as the diagnostic software knew about the CPU that is in my computer. Anyway, enough jibber jabber. Let's get on with it. Want to find a mouse pointer? There we go. Bloop. Okay, so first we're going to create the new virtual machine by going to New. Name and operating system, well, we're going to call it Packard Bell Legend 822 CDT. And it's Microsoft Windows, and it's Windows 95. Now the Packard Bell Legend 822 CDT came stock with 16 megs of RAM. We want to set up a new hard disk drive. And while it's tempting to set up one with 2 gigabytes, what we actually want is one that's 1.2 gigabytes, as was the size of the original hard disk in the Packard Bell Legend 822 CDT. That's a machine created, but we're not going to do anything just yet. We're going to go to Settings, select ICH AC97. Sound Blaster 16 would make more sense, but never really got it working on 95. We've got a floppy disk. We'll put a virtual floppy disk in the drive now. Now this can be literally any disk. This can be any Windows 95 boot disk. And it's kind of a good thing that it is. So let's mount a virtual CD now as well. Sorry, it's 170520, not 170020. Herp derp. Network will have none. We'll have none of that behavior. Disable the USB controller. Right, we don't need anything. Right, I think everything's all set. Oh yeah. Base memory, 16 megs. Processors, 1 core. Let's make it more realistic, shall we? Let's have a 1 meg video card. And it's going to complain that on the displays page you have assigned less than 18 megs of video memory, which is the minimum amount required to switch the virtual machine to full screen or seamless mode. That's perfectly fine. Anyway, now it's time to start the virtual machine. Alright, so I'm just going to go fdisk. Going to create a partition. So basically I just elected, I should go through that again. I selected option 1 to create a DOS partition or logical DOS file, created a primary partition and used all the available space. And I'm going to press right control and R to restart. Now it's time to reformat the hard drive. Yay, format! So what I'm going to do is type format C, just a regular format, call the hard disk PB, and then what I'm going to do, hopefully this command is present, yes it is, SYS A to C. And that has transferred the system files that made the floppy disk bootable, it's copied them over to the C drive, so now the C drive is bootable. Now, what we want to do is go to the CD, check everything's in the drive, check the disk is in the drive. Now, we literally want to go type restore. Now, we don't want to do a format, we don't actually want to do a specific format, we just want to do a generic format. So just press enter. The proper format number for your system could not be found on the master CD. Would you like to restore a generic format? Yes, I would. Okay, so now this is restoring. So what I would recommend that you do is go off and make yourself a nice wee cup of tea. If you're in Computer Geeks on Facebook, now would be the perfect time for beans! Lots of beans! and maybe some egg. Okay, so that's 1 cup of tea made and 1 image, well, it's not even an image, it's 1 batch copy command completed. Now, this is where things kind of get interesting, because we need to eject this floppy disk. And what's going to happen is Windows95 Setup itself is going to start. But first, congratulations on the purchase of your new Packard Bell computer. We are sure that it will meet your computing needs. Why, thank you. Thank you for choosing Packard Bell. So touching. Oh my goodness. Right, anyway. I suppose I best take some antidepressants if I'm going to start greeting on film. Anyway. Remember, only take antidepressants as prescribed by your doctor, and if your doctor has not prescribed them, then don't take them. So now we see some system detection going on, detecting new devices. And then we see, oh, yep, the Windows95 setup starting. Now, here we have a Windows protection error and we need to restart the computer. What we actually need to do is insert the Windows95 CPU fixed disk image. Do you want to read the README file? Nope. Press any key to continue. And then press any key to restart the computer, and as I do so, make sure to remove the disk. I might need to restart again because I was too slow. And now hopefully what should happen is I can go to normal mode. And Windows 95 has started. The PBTV4 digital TV tuner was unable to initialize. Oh no! Not this. Why does Billy use this disk? Why does this not happen to Billy? Oh yeah, that's right, because he uses a real Packard Bell. Okay. Use 170520, he says. It'll be fun, he says. Well, I'll say it. Well, no need. I am not as good as Billy at this sort of thing. Okay, so the PBTV tuner, digital TV tuner, is unable to initialize. However, we now have Packard Bell Navigator. We now have Windows 95 installed. But first, I now need to install some display drivers. And in order to do this, well, before I do anything, the best thing I can do is drop down to DOS. Do you remember we were deleting FaxWorks in the last video? Well, we forgot to delete it in this one. So, need to type cd:// to drop back to the C directory. And I need to type del3 c:// FaxWorks. And then type exit. And then Windows will restart. Then what I can do is install the Vbe display drivers. It's probably a good thing because this mouse is acting really, really weird. So I need to go to Properties, Settings, and then go to Change Display Type. And then where it's got the graphics adapter type, I need to change that as well. Have disk, and then I'll go to the D drive and then select the Uni driver, press OK to all of that, close that, forget about that, and then I can go and restart Windows. as you can see, I now have proper display drivers. But wait, there's still sound. So let's install that now. Now, unfortunately, due to the resolution of the screen and the nature of the install wizard, to advance through the steps, you have to press Alt and N. You only need to do that the once. The display driver will install, at which point you should press Enter once it has done. Now, with all that done, Windows will restart once again. And then the sound drivers will start to install.
Welcome from Packard Bell. We offer you two computing environments to choose from, Packard Bell's Navigator or Microsoft Windows. You may also begin by taking a quick lesson on using the mouse.
Oh boy, lesson on using the mouse. Well, what if I've attached a touchscreen? Then what? And don't give me anything about touchscreens not being around then, because touchscreens have been around since the early 80s. So, and actually, I've had PC compatible system. Well, not owned, but my former school, Temple Bank, did once own a couple of PC compatibles with touchscreens. But here we go. Packard Bell has. We now have a Virtual Legend 822. With Microsoft Works 3. Let's try that again. I don't know why the OLE database would be derping. Oh well. Also got Microsoft Money 3.0. Brilliantly programmed. David, really? So I can't be in that much debt according to Microsoft Money 2.0. Now there's something that was programmed by a rich guy. Yeah. This was programmed back before, you know, back when workfare would have, you know, been some sort of you know, carnival that you went to do chores. You know, a work fair. Back when back when David Cameron was just a wee snot rag rather than a big snot rag in charge. Anyway. Oh my goodness, we're the PBTV. Oh, I wonder if I can finally crack this. It's in accessories. Now, where is that dang PBTV thing? Right. I'll find out where the shortcut is. AccuView. Really? That sounds like some timepiece. Right. Well, I've decided that this can go bye-bye. I wonder if I drop down to DOS, del tree c:\AccuView, delete all that junk, yes I do, pxview.386, and if I go into system.ini,
welcome from Packard Bell.
see, I'm learning all this on this video.
computing environments to choose from. Packard Bell's.
I mean, it won't come out looking like I know everything, because quite frankly I don't, but it should come out teaching how to actually get rid of the PBTV stuff. So I'm going to go into SysEdit, go into system.ini, search for every instance of AccuView. I'm going to delete that. Find next. I'm just going to comment that one out. Don't need that. Don't need that. Or that. Excellent. So I've deleted all instances of AccuView from system.ini. So now let's see what happens here. It's gone! It's gone!
Welcome
It's
from Packard
done!
Bell.
It's finished!
We offer you 2 computing environments to choose from. Welcome to Navigator's living room.
But the TV is still there! I don't understand! Why is the TV there? Oh well, apart from that, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to your Packard Bell Legend 822 CDT. And before we go, let's quickly run a canyon test. As you can tell, it uses FM synthesis. Very un-Packard Bell-like. But there you have it. Anyway, that concludes this video. I hope you have enjoyed watching it. And if you did enjoy watching it, and you've liked what you've seen, please feel free to subscribe to my channel. Instructions on how to do so will of course follow. And while you're on my channel, if you've not already done so, please feel free to go and watch my other videos. And in any case, I hope you will all join me for my next video. Thank you for watching, everybody.